Welcome back, students, for your class 4 on microcontroller, class number 4. So, let us start our today's class with one of the most important topic in microcontroller, that is block diagram of 8051, also known as architecture of 8051. Architecture of 8051. A question may come as explain the block diagram of 8051 microcontroller or explain the architecture of 8051 microcontroller. Both the questions are same. So you have to draw this neat block diagram. So I'll zoom a bit and show you. The first block is arithmetic and logic unit. In short, it is also known as ALU. ALU. Then you have PSW. PSW means program status word. Program status word. Then you have AB. So AB are the 8-bit registers. 8-bit register. A stands for accumulator and A and B are special registers. Why they are special, you will come to know further. Then down you have PC. PC means not computer. PC means program counter. Then you have DPTR. DPH means DP high. DP means data pointer. DPTR means data pointer. In that it has DPH and DPL means DP high, DP low. So program counter and DPTR is connected through a 16-bit address bus. Then you have RAM, random access memory. Then it has some special function registers, in short called as SFRs. You have ROM memory, RAM memory, and on right side you have, after the latches, after the switches, you have port 0, port 1, port 2, port 3. Port 0 has 8 pins from D0 to D7. D0, D1, D2, D3, D4, like this till D7. It makes, the count makes 8. So such 8 are connected to port 0. Similarly, next 8 is connected to port 1. Next 8 is connected to port 3, port 2, and the last 8 is connected to port 3. 8, 8, 16, 16, 16, 32. So all ports are connected to this 32 lines of microcontroller. So microcontroller is a 40 pin integrated circuit. 40 pin integrated circuit. Among those 40 pins, 32 pins are connected to, this for this ports. So remaining 8 are having some different purposes. When it comes on pin diagram, I'll show you. Then at the bottom, the port distribution is like this. It is brought here, you can see with dotted line. Then some of the SFRs are listed out here, special function registers, IE, IP, PCON, SBUF, SCON, TCON. It has different names: interrupt enable, interrupt protocol, program control, buffer, control, T control, timer mode, timer low, timer high, timer low 1, timer high 1, all these are there. Then you have register banks. This is the structure of RAM memory, internal RAM memory. It has 4 register banks. Register bank 0, sorry, register bank 0, register bank 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this is the 8051 block diagram. Neatly you have to draw as it is. Now let us understand each of this block, what it is. What is ALU, what is A, what is program counter, what is PSW, what is RAM, ROM, each and everything. Okay. ALU, arithmetic and logic unit. It performs all arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and some of the logical operations such as AND, OR, NOT, exclusive OR, and rotating operations on 8-bit data. That is 8051 has 8-bit ALU. Fine. Then the ALU also updates information about the nature of result in flag register PSW, means program status bit. What is this program status bit? We'll see. So the job of ALU is not just to do this arithmetic and logical operation, but it keeps on updating the information to PSW register also. Okay. Then we have accumulator, uh, famous with the letter A, capital A. Yes, capital A stands for accumulator in microcontroller. Then we also have register B. Okay. So what is this accumulator? Accumulator is an 8-bit register. 8-bit register means a place, a space where you can save something or you can write an instruction. Okay, it is a place, it is a place where you can write, where you can store. 8-bit means 8-bit information you can store there. Okay, 8-bit information can be stored there. So accumulator is an 8-bit register widely used for arithmetic and logical operations. So this is the main purpose of accumulator. It can be used for arithmetic and logical operations. Then accumulator is also used to transfer data between external memory. We can also add external memory to microcontroller if the present memory is not sufficient. Understood? If the present or if the inbuilt memory is not enough for the application, then you can add external memory. Then we have register B. B register is used along with accumulator for multiplication and division. So register B is specially meant for these two operations along with accumulator, that is for the purpose of multiplication and division. Multiplication and division. When it comes for multiplication or division to do in microcontroller, register A and B are utilized. That is why last you can see A and B registers together also called as math registers. Math registers. So this is about accumulator and register B. Very important topic. Only this part can also be asked for 5 to 6 marks. Explain PSW and describe its register. Okay. So PSW stands for program status word. Once again, it is a 8-bit register which contains arithmetic status of ALU and the bank selected bits of register banks. So whichever bank is selected, it records it. Along with that, it keeps the status of ALU. Whatever is happening in ALU, it keeps the status. It keeps on displaying the status. So how does it do that? We'll see. So first of all, you can see its 8-bit structure. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 means from 0 to 7 it has 8. So it is 8-bit register. So 8 places are there. So each of this, can you see 0, 1, 2. So this stands for bit. 0th bit, first bit, second bit, third bit, fourth bit, fifth bit, sixth bit, seventh bit, like this. So total 8 bits. The 0th bit stands for P. Where is that P? Okay. P stands for parity. P stands for parity flag. P stands for parity flag. Flag. Then then okay, I should start from left side. First one is 7th. It is on 7th number. It is 8th bit. Okay. Since it has started from 0, so CY. Can you see below 7? CY means carry flag. Bit 7 stands for carry flag. What is this carry flag? It is used in arithmetic operation. It is used in jump operation. It is used in rotate and boolean instruction. So operations such as arithmetic, jumping, rotating, boolean operations will involve carry. So if there is a carry generated, then this bit will go high. So if this bit is 1, it means the carry flag is generated. It means that carry flag is high generated. So carry flag going high, it means that CY will become, this bit will become 1 high. If it is 0, it means 0 stands for no carry. There is no carry. Understood? Then the next bit AC stands for auxiliary carry flag. used for BCD arithmetic operation. BCD arithmetic operation. In BCD arithmetic operation, if there is any carry, this bit will go high. Then you have F0. It is user flag 0 means it is for the user to be used based on its application. If it is required, he can make use of this F0 bit. Then you have register bank 1 register bank select 1, register bank select 0, RS1, RS0. Now which bank you want to select? As I mentioned, as I told, there are 4 register banks, register bank 0, 1, 2, 3. So which bank you want to choose is depending upon what you set in this bit. Suppose if you set 0, 0, RS10, RS, I am here, okay, RS10, RS00, then you have selected 0. Next 0, 1, you are selecting register bank 1, 1, 0, register bank 2, 1, 1, register bank 3. Similarly, I'll come down. Then we have OV. OV stand for overflow flag. Overflow flag. This is used in arithmetic instruction. This is used in arithmetic instruction. Whenever a overflow happens in your data or instruction, then this flag will go high. Then we have the second bit under 1. It is kept reserved for the future use. Reserved for the future use. The last one is parity flag. Parity flag. This shows the parity of register, whether it has odd parity or even parity. Odd parity or even parity. Yes, very important topic. I'll revise this topic and if possible, I'll repeat this topic. Okay, in my another separate topic, I'll take only for program status word. Okay, not as a part of architecture. Then we have stack pointer, data pointer, program counter. Stack pointer means this register it contains the address of data on top of the stack. Means stack is the place. Stack reside anywhere on the internal RAM. Okay, internal RAM memory. So whenever a reset is pressed, on every reset the stack pointer is initialized for 07 number. Means it will hold 07 whenever it is reset as a default. Okay, and it will start the address from 08 onwards. From 08 onwards it will start increasing. It will start increasing. Then we have what's the purpose of this stack pointer, where it is used. It comes in when it comes for programming. I'll explain you the purpose of stack pointer. Okay, how it is used, where it is used, why it is used. Okay. Then we have data pointer, also known as DPTR. It has DPH, data pointer higher byte, data pointer lower byte. So it is a 16-bit register. It is a 16-bit register. So remember, all the registers in microcontroller are not 16-bit. Only very few registers, very special registers are having or only having 16-bit capacity. Rest all are having only 8-bit capacity. 8-bit capacity like accumulator, like register A, register B, all these are having 8-bit. Now data pointer has 16-bit register. It is a 16-bit register which is used to furnish the address information from internal and external program memory and for external data memory. It means data pointer will furnish the address of the information. Furnish the address of the information. Then you have program counter, also known as PC. Once again, it is 16-bit register. So this 16-bit program counter contains the address of the next instruction to be executed. Here, microcontroller job is to execute the instruction. Microcontroller job is to execute the instruction. Executing means processing it. Processing an instruction is known as executing. So what instruction is to be executed, that address will be there in program counter. Next what to execute, next what, so that next address is already stored in program counter. So program counter will give the address of the instruction to be executed. So now on reset, what happens in program counter? On reset, program counter will set to 0000. It means after fetching every instruction, program counter will increment by 1. It does not have internal address. So as I mentioned, program counter will hold the address of the next instruction to be processed, to be executed, and once that is done, and if the reset is pressed, it will hold 0000. And after fetching instruction for the microcontroller, for the main for the execution, program counter will automatically increment by 1. It means it will increase by 1. Like if it is 10, it will become 11. If it is 12, it will become 13, like this. Okay. And one more important thing, it does not have its own internal address. It doesn't have its own internal address. Memory of 8051. 8051 family has separate on-chip memory and data memory. So as defined, as explained to you in microcontroller introduction, 8051 has 4 kilobytes of internal ROM. Okay. So a total program memory including ROM, it can be connected with 8051 is 64 kilobytes. Up to this much it can be connected. Then similarly, RAM memory is about 128 bytes for 80C51 series, and the other series 80C52 has 256 bytes RAM memory. Okay, internal RAM memory. Then there are also some on-chip RAM locations which are used to program and control various on-chip hardware peripherals and features of 8051. Those are called as SFRs. Those are called as SFRs. I have marked in red. SFR means special function registers. So these are special registers which can perform special functions. Okay. Now on this SFRs, will have a separate class on this. Okay, different SFRs. Now some of the peripherals, 8051 has two 16-bit timers, 8052 has 3 timers that are used in timing and counting applications. So there are many applications wherein we require to use timers and counters. So this timer is inbuilt in our microcontroller. So it has full duplex serial port to handle serial data transmission and reception. Timing and controlling unit. So this unit generates all timing and control signals necessary for the execution of instruction, processing, and synchronizes all internal activities with the clock. Oscillator. This is oscillator is like the heart of your microcontroller. Oscillator is like the heart of the microcontroller, like how we have heart for human body, right? It keeps on pumping the blood into our veins. Now 8051 has internal on-chip oscillator circuit. So this circuit job is to generate the clock pulses by which all the internal operations are synchronized. Okay, all the internal operations are synchronized. The external resonant circuit, so this is the external resonant circuit is connected with this internal on-chip oscillator circuit to make a complete oscillator. So there are two pins coming out of microcontroller which is connected to this external resonant circuit. So this will make it a complete oscillator circuit. So normally quartz crystal is used to make oscillator functional. So typically 12 megahertz, specifically 11.0592 megahertz. So I have underlined it with red, highlighted, to support our standard baud rates for serial communication. Okay, so this crystal is used. So so this is on my oscillator. So I have summarized some of the features of 8051 microcontroller along with its architecture. So first of all, it has a 8-bit CPU. Then it has on-chip clock oscillator, 4 kilobytes of ROM memory, 128 bytes of RAM memory, 64 kilobytes of external program memory address space, 64 kilobytes of external data memory address space, 32-bit bidirectional input output lines. Okay, like each port has 8-bit pins. So uh, four ports will give you 8 4 the 32 bidirectional IO lines. So these 32 lines are individually addressable. There are two 16-bit timer bar counters, T0 and T1. It has full duplex serial data receiver and transmitter bus. Then it has 4 register banks. It has 16-bit program counter and 16-bit data pointer. It has 8-bit program status word PSW. Then it has 8-bit stack pointer. So these are the key features of your 8051 microcontroller. When you get a question on explain the block diagram of 8051 microcontroller, you have to draw this diagram very neatly. Then each of this block, ALU, A, PSW, program counter, ROM, RAM, everything, you should write at least 4 lines, 3 to 4 lines. Okay, you may find it little more here, but this is required. Okay, sometimes only PSW is asked, so you need to elaborate this. Okay, I'll prepare a notes on this and I'll give it to you. Okay, then at last you should mention this. Okay, so this will end your this topic. Next class I will take on pin diagram of 8051. Okay, till then, thank you.